All right. So for sopranos, try singing this right now. Follow the notes of the keyboard. Remember, we're going to be using the tonic solfa method, which is another way of representing musical sound or the major scale in music. So we have three ways of representing musical sound that I have just analyzed. So we have the actual name of the notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, and then we have the Nashville numbering system, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then the third way of representing the musical note will be through the tonic solfa, which is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Now I want you to sing with me. It doesn't matter if you are soprano, bass, alto, or tenor. Everybody try to sing with me right now. Let's go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Now if you are soprano or alto, your voice may sound an octave higher than what I am singing right now, because I am a natural tenor. If you are a bass singer, if it's okay for you, sing it at the same vocal range as the tenor. If it's not okay, feel free to go an octave lower and sing from this point or from this point. Do, do. So let's go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. One more time. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Awesome. Now, if you look at that exercise, that is the major scale using a soprano voice part. So now we'll move it a step downward and try to play the same thing using the alto voice part now. Now, if soprano starts from here, remember that we said altos cannot go above soprano in the pitch or vocal range. So alto has to move on a few steps lower. Now, based on how a chord is formed, you probably have heard this if you're coming from a classical background or you've been to an Orthodox church before and the choir is about to rehearse or sing and you hear something like so, mi, do, and then the bass coming do. So the altos are the so, the tenors are the ones with mi, the sopranos are the ones with the highest note do, and then the bass coming do. Now if we move it an octave higher to make it more comfortable for altos and tenor, for altos and sopranos, excuse me, so it's gonna be like this. So, altos, tenors, mi, sopranos, do, and then the bass coming do. You see that? Soprano, alto, tenor, bass. Now let's go back to our initial exercise. So we started from this point as the soprano starting point. Now for altos, this is going to be the starting point, the G note, which in the tonic solfa sense, that is a so. So I'll play only that of the altos. Listen attentively and see how it sounds different from what we had for the sopranos. Then the second run, I will play soprano and alto together. Also take note of the difference. So for the altos now, this is the alto part for the major scale. Sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, sol, fa, la, sol. Okay? Sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol. Sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, sol. Now, if you look on the screen, the names of the notes are different. Altos are starting from G, while sopranos started from C, high octave C. Okay, so now let's play the altos and sopranos together. You see how that sounded? Let's go again. Downward movement. Awesome. And that sounded good. Our harmony is gradually building up. Now, let's work on the tenor part. For the tenors, remember that when altos played so and tenor played mi, soprano went to do. So tenors are starting from the key of E. All of this, we are still building a harmony on the tonic of C. We are playing on the key of C. Okay, if you look on the screen, you'll see key C there. So everything we're doing, all these exercises, is on the key of C. We are learning how to harmonize on the key of C. So tenors will go like this. In tonic solfa terms, for tenor is going to be mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, mi, re, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi. Again, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, mi, re, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi. That's what the tenors have. All right, so now let's combine tenor, alto, and soprano and see how it sounds. So tenor, alto, soprano. Now if you're watching this in a group, if you're learning in a group, try to pick out your own vocal part. Everyone should pick out their own vocal part. Tenors, mi. Altos, so. Sopranos, do. So we're going to be singing the tonic solfa built upon what we already know as our part for the major scale. Now the three together, let's go. 1, 2, sing. Backwards. Ascending again. Descending. Awesome. That sounded nice. All right, where are the bass in the house? It's time to add up the bass vocal part to make this sound richer, you know, with that heavy bottom vocal texture that makes it sound full and rich. All right, let's go. Remember, the bass will be singing exactly an octave lower than the sopranos. This may not always be the case in a composition. An authorized composer can switch things around and give different notes to the soprano, which can be different from what the bass will be singing at a particular point. But in its simplest form, in this particular major scale harmony that we're trying to build, the bass will be singing the exact note of the sopranos, but an octave lower. All right, so this will be our bass vocal part in this case. Do, tenors, mi, altos, so, sopranos, do. Okay, so now everybody together. Before then, let's do that of only the bass. So let's have the bass sing. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Now, for those that have the lower range, you can decide to start from do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's okay if you have that depth of the bass vocal part, go ahead and sing from that range. But if it's too deep, then come up and sing it from somewhere closer to the tenors. Do. Let's call out the vocal parts and get everyone prepared. So I'm assuming that we have up to 4 people, soprano, alto, tenor, and bass, trying out this exercise right now. So this is what it's going to look like. For everyone to remember their starting point. Altos, you're starting from so. Tenors, you're starting from mi. And then sopranos, do. And the bass, do. So let's go, everyone together. Awesome, that sounds beautiful. One more time. Good job, good job. So there you have it. This is how chords are being formed and how vocal harmony are being formed in music. It's as simple as that. So you just find that particular range. The one that is lower for the female voice is the alto. The one that is the highest for the female voice is the soprano. The one that is higher for the male voice is the tenor. And then the one that is the lowest for the male voice becomes the bass. Now, in music, there is what we call critical listening. In scoring of songs, in trying to break down, analyze the harmony of a given song, the focus should be on critical listening, using your analytical mind to break it down into all the different parts. For example, the particular 4-part harmony we just played or we just tried to sing using the piano, it sounded so rich, it sounded so beautiful with all the 4 parts, everyone singing at the same time. Now, if someone is a novice and don't have any understanding of music at all, it will sound like trying to find a needle in a haystack, okay? But if you now apply the analytical, critical listening mindset of a musician, of an artist, you will be able to begin to separate each of the vocal parts one after the other. You just try to listen to it and kind of filter it out, okay? And then you begin to pick out each vocal part one after the other. Now, if you are working on a new song, trying to analyze a song, my personal approach will be to listen to that song multiple times over and over and over. Try to learn the melody. Sometimes the melody may not be given to the sopranos. It may not be given to the treble. It could stay with the altos. Sometimes it could stay with the tenors. But most of the time, the sopranos sing the melody of the song. Once you have that in mind, try to learn the melody of the song. All right. Now I'm walking you through my steps in analyzing or in breaking down the vocal harmony of a given song, a recorded song, when you are listening to a song. So listen to it multiple times, learn the harmony of the song. Sometimes when I'm scoring a song, I might end up listening to a song more than 20 times just to learn the melody. I want to make sure my melody is on point. I know exactly what the melody is singing, so that once I have the melody in place, I can now do another set of critical listening to pick out is there any vocal part that is singing higher than what the melody is singing? If the answer is a yes, then I'll listen again. Is there another vocal part singing 2 steps higher than what the melody is singing? If the answer is yes, that means you have tenor, alto, and then soprano on top of the alto, because tenor was singing the melody. But if there is only one voice part singing on top of the melody, that means you have alto singing the melody, and then the one voice part that is singing higher than the melody becomes the soprano. All right, so anything lower than the melody becomes the tenor. So the first set of listening, it all depends on how complex a song is. I'll focus on learning the melody. The next time I'll listen to check out if there is anything singing higher, if there is a higher vocal range than the melody in the voice parts. If there's anything higher, I'll give the highest voice part to the soprano, followed by the altos, and then the tenors before the bass if the song has 4 vocal parts. All right, once again, let's play the 4 harmony vocal parts on the major scale. Try to listen attentively this time around. Don't sing along, just listen and try to pick out each of the voice parts that you can hear. That was alto and sopranos. This is 3 voice parts: tenor, alto, and soprano. Now let's make it 4. Awesome. There you have it, the 4-part vocal harmony: soprano, alto, tenor, and bass being played together simultaneously on the piano.